Hello, this is Gabe from GabeSGoneGaming. We are back today with SnowRunner. I'm just going to be resuming where I left off. If I remember right, my previous recording ended with my sim wheel deciding to say we're only going to turn right, so I cut it short. I was going to start moving some vehicles around if I remember right, just get things either back to the garage, a little bit more organized. So otherwise, I was going to go and see about recovering that other CK 1500, which you would normally have as your second one. All right, looks like everything's working. So, oops. I am going to honk here. There we go. That should clear those up, at least until I return to Smithville, the dam area. So, all right. So if I remember right, I believe I mentioned that the Scout 800 and the CK 1500 are going to be my two primary scouts for at least for a little while. I've been doing some thinking about it off camera. I think I'm going to try working my way up to buy the Loadstar. The two reasons behind that are very, very simple. The Loadstar is a always on all-wheel drive and always on diff lock vehicle. It also counts towards my all-American achievement that I want to try aiming for too. So, keep in mind the requirement for that is to own all of the American vehicles. It does not restrict me from owning non-American vehicles. So, we're gonna grab this. A little bit of a reminder, quick winching does not really work for me. And there we go. The reason why quick winching doesn't work is I am on my wheel. I don't necessarily have the best reflexes to hit the button to quick winch in the event of a emergency. At the same time, it also means I won't have much time to hit said button, especially accurately, if I am actively like flipping or something. But it means one very simple thing. I can still use it to attach just stuff when I'm basically going slow or have a chance to actually do that. Come on. I'd like to say it can't pull the Scout, but I'd be lying. It's most likely that trailer that's causing it the most amount of issues. Personally speaking, I think most of these flatbed trailers should have some level of ability to load up vehicles without needing to do anything, but it doesn't really mean much. It is nice having dedicated trailers and vehicles for certain things, so in my case, probably other than this one right here, most highway vehicles will most likely end up becoming a vehicle assist for each region, either as fuel vehicles or as something else, but as similar to that as possible. Did I grab that? I have not grabbed that trailer yet. That will be on my list. So under a normal playthrough for me, I usually end up using the Smithville Dam map, the garage, as my go-to. I have not decided if I'm going to do that this time around or if I'll just stick with the usual. I do like its location for the convenience of getting to that nearby gas station, though. I love how activating the Scout 800's engine, turning it on, allows this to move. All right. So something I found out is my editing software seems restricted to 2 hours or less if I want to have it get me a transcript. It's kind of random to be talking about IRL stuff, but it works for me, and the reason why I'm mentioning it is I usually have to do something other than whatever game it is I'm playing after the 2 hour mark. I either have to get up and move, either way, I get up, move, stretch around a bit. I will either come back down and resume playing after probably half an hour or so, or I usually end up doing something completely different. Since I am playing at night, I'm usually a little bit quieter. So what I'm primarily aiming for is 1 to 2 hours right now. If I see it gets close to a 2 hour mark, I'm going to try to find a spot before 2 hours to end my videos. So, makes it easier for my editing and stuff. Also makes it easier on sticking to a video length schedule, so to speak. Keeping things consistent. Alright, we will release you. And again, 50% sell price. So that means whatever the listed price is, I only get half of that. So, unless I'm too dumb to realize that it's giving me back the full amount. Let's see here. I am curious. So, 34, 38. So yeah, it is just giving me back half of what its listed price is. It also means do not sell the repair trailer that's right there, the service trailer. You are now back. I need Scout 800. While I'm here, I'm just going to double check, see what's available for the Scouts. It has been a while since I've last properly looked. I do know now that the old, well, the super heavy fuel tanker is now an option for being purchasable. I don't know why I can't figure out how to hit square. There we go. Let's see. Scout flatbed. Prototype. Service. Off-road. Small is a single slot. Large. And fuel. Okay, that's not too bad. All right. So, I had the Wisconsin, Alaska, and Michigan. So this truck is unique-ish. It's more rare. Bottom engine is not the most powerful. So, normally you'd think the bottom one is. In this case, it is not. The bottom one on this truck is the one with the highest durability. But the one with the highest torque, I don't remember exact numbers or anything. I did a little bit of research, but I already kind of knew this from for that. Is this one is more powerful than the other one and more efficient as well. So, let's hold off on selling you. Oops. Because got that. This. I got it. That one is in Alaska. And I have to buy you. So. Got it. I'm going to sell that. If I need it, I can buy it back again later. This was the one part I'm not going to sell. So this truck can have the bigger tires without the raised suspension. It's another unique part about it. Speaking of tires, though, I need rank 8 for those. So I'm going to take advantage of the DLC unlock. Because those are rank 8s. And or suspension. Which it doesn't matter on the suspension. Oh yeah, that might be why. Uninstall, sell. Now. I wonder if they changed something. Because I don't remember that being a thing. I can raise you up. I'm fine on Michigan with the smaller tires. We're gonna just stick with those for now. Okay. .43s and 47s. Blue smoky. I do have my cat down here, so if you hear me talking randomly at times, that might be her. Although I do have a tendency to talk to myself. So if I remember right, for example, like the OMDs here, or the UADs, ones are going to be more for on-road, twos are going to be more balanced, and threes are ultimately going to be more mud. That's all I remember. I usually end up going with twos no matter what because it's your most balanced option. So, for now, I need to just keep this quick. Yep. Close, open, sell, done. Keep you because I can't afford that right now. This is stuck like that for a little while. Once I get this, though, this is going to be my primary weapon with this vehicle. I'm not crossing anything at least until I get diff lock. I'm debating about going to Kola Peninsula before I do Alaska, but I am not 100% sure. And it's just going to be a basic scouting, grab some unlocks. But it's entirely dependent on some other factors. Fleet Star, let's see. I don't know if this runs yet or not. But something I've noticed is weird is sometimes some vehicles get fixed without me having to do anything. Not the end of the world. Uninstall and sell. I really wish some of these base game trucks slash like year one trucks would end up with like, you know, roof racks and whatnot. Because a lot of the newer ones, if not almost all of them, have that as viable options nowadays. Don't want that. We want... Let's see. That's the low saddle. That's a high. We'll do that. Just out of curiosity, I'm gonna say leave. Fuel tank's busted. Literally everything else on it's fixed. So, if that's the case, I'm just gonna drag it over to that service trailer and fix the fuel tank. Again, I don't know what's going on. It's just something I've noticed. I've heard buying parts and new parts can have that issue resolved. But I don't know anything. Either one. There's some bumpers and parts like that do help out with damage reduction. Alright, we don't need... front. There they are. You and you. We can sell and sell. That saves me a couple bucks. I would normally switch that over, but I'm going to hold off for now. Hold off for now. .43s, perfect. And that is cool. This one. Michigan. We're not going to worry about that. We are going to buy the SnowRunner. So that is a thing, is they added in this crawler suspension. But they never level locked it or forced you to have to find the upgrade. So basically, I'm going to end up doing is I believe the crawler one is the better option regardless. Sell the stock. That unlocks bigger tires. That's the all-terrain. We're going to go with these. All right? Yes. Close, open, sell. Get a little bit of money back. Let's see, this will break my bank. Not too bad, and considering that this vehicle is tippy. Before I do that, this is what we want. This one and this one. So with that, which is part of my reason on why I did what I did, this has turned into basically a service vehicle. So 37, 32. I believe this holds 20. Yep, it holds 20. I'm looking at it right now. 6 wheels, 7, 8 wheels. Yeah, this is basically a full-on service vehicle at this point. It already comes equipped, but we need 14 and 11 for driver rank. See, both of those are Michigan. I'm not exactly planning on hauling trailers. 8 and 12. Stick with that for now. Love some of the custom paint jobs. My only thing, though, I wish they had more options. More options, and I would be probably changing out the paint job every single time I'd be in. But sadly, they do not. So, let us leave. And then Kodiak's up there, and then there's this. There was some job I was just talking about. It was this one. Bricks and 1 thing of beams, which is perfect. Let's see. We need that one. We need this. And then there. Okay. So ultimately, it looks like 3 vehicles for this job. Because, yeah, 3. We're going to need the Fleet Star for this one. Because it's currently our most versatile. Oh, did not mean to do that. Alright, down we go. So we need garage, leave. Do not crash instantly. And then perfect. So now all we need next is gas. So we will do this combo. All right. So the first objective with the Fleet Star is not any of those objectives, as weird as that's going to sound. It is actually to go grab that tanker. The fuel trailer. That's just right up the road here. Because we get to keep that. Traditional hard mode, I'd be worried about, you know, saving as much gas as possible and stuff like that. But I'm not going to do that right now. Because I'm more focused on, you know, just getting things done than the full-on save every drop of gas I find on the map. Because Michigan is loaded with free trailers you get to keep. So, the irony is the Fleet Star is now our most versatile truck. Despite the fact everything seemed broken. So I don't know if that's just a New Game Plus thing or a hard mode or if they changed something. But I don't remember back when I first started. Parts just, you know, getting repaired just from you going into the menu and either swapping them out or by just hovering over them in the garage menu. So, we need this, this. Excellent. Alright, since this runs, I am going to buy it some new tires. That'll be its biggest boost. Its biggest upgrade it's going to get. Now, remember, I do not like these trailers. Like, any of them. That is mainly because I can't back them up. But the second one is... this one has 3 dead axles that you are pulling. There is no weight to benefit going down onto your rear axle. Or axles, depending on the vehicle. I think until I'm done with the first map, I'm going to use this garage. But it's going to be more as a staging area than most others. There's that. Now, what I usually end up doing is I will take a trailer like this, and I will tuck it like right there. I will go just a little more. I prefer the realism side of things. Ow. In terms of not having stuff clip into itself. Now, I can't help it sometimes, like with the the Fleet Star and that Scout. But still. All right. $45s. So again, normally you have to have driver level 8 to have some of this stuff. So we're going to go with these. Okay, that's all good. Good. All right. That is the most I'm going to do for upgrades for a bit. Because, as of right now, I cannot even afford to recover a Scout. So. Since we're here, we want that. And now this. Now, this Fleet Star is not the most ideal vehicle for this type of hauling because of how long that frame is. There we go. But I do have a reason for doing this job. And as weird as it sounds, it is for the scout trailer. On the way back with the Fleet Star, I will probably end up trying to bring back the Kodiak. If for some reason the Scout 800 cannot move that scout trailer, I will use it to get that done as well. But what I will not be doing is turning this in until last. That is for one very simple reason. And that is because it is, in the end, free fuel. Now, I do know some people like unlocking all of the objectives as soon as they get to a new region, clear out any roads, stuff like that. I have learned that I cannot seem to do that. So, and what I mean by that is very simple. For some reason, when I unlock everything, I lose point of focus, despite, you know, certain missions needing to be done in progression order or whatever. I just lose focus and I lose interest. So, it's easier for me if I just don't do that and only have one unlocked at a time. And this makes an excellent show on why having weights on your rear axles is very beneficial. And this road also helps show that not all tires are the best. Specifically speaking, most people would just throw mud tires on. Something tells me if this vehicle had mud tires... Ooh, it made it. I was about to throw it in diff. But I did not have to do that. I am very pleased about that. I think that goes right there, but for now, this trailer is going to go right here. And now you see why I did not do anything. Probably should have filled you up, but there we go. I was in the process of hauling that down. I'm going to change that to hauling this back up. Luckily, I did not leave it in the mud. That did not work according to plan. There we go. Real life, don't do that. You'll destroy either your vehicle, your trailer, or most likely both. Biggest issue with scouts hauling trailers is they are just simply too light for the job. It's not that they don't have the power, they don't have the weight to actually get the tires to fully grip all the time. So as a result, due to how light the Scout is, so I now have tire lock. Run that, go up to here. Take advantage of the fact I am out of all-wheel drive. That did nothing. Go into all-wheel drive. Perfect. So something I notice a lot of people don't take into account with the Scout trailers, though, and this is going to sound weird, at least I think it is, the Scout trailers actually do put weight onto the vehicle. Ooh, do not flip. There we go. But again, that weight is usually on the rear end, if not almost always, which means that you're lifting up the front end where the engine is. Which means the lighter your front end, the lower your steering potential. But again, they're also so lightweight, and that's what I mean. It steered just fine going backwards. Come on. If you can even count that as steering. What it did not like doing, though, and we are stuck again. Or axle freezing. What's this? Pop you. Go into high. High gear provides a efficiency bonus plus a torque bonus. I think it's like 25% on the torque bonus, but I just know that stuff runs a little bit more efficient in high gear than in the other gears. Within reason. For example, that starting Scout I had for this playthrough. What was it again? The Rezavani tank, if I'm saying that right. For some weird reason, high gear was all over the place on the gallons per minute. And yes, I am using gallons and not liters. That's just a me thing. I prefer the gallons. So. Awesome. So far, this has taken... Well, you can check the video to see. X amount of time. I am approaching the 1 hour mark. I need to keep that in mind. I might just call it a night after I fully complete this job. And again, I'm doing this job to get rid of these bricks. But since I'm not leaving any open jobs up on my screen, it means I have to finish this job. That was not actually that bad. What? I'm shocked I made that. Awesome. Now we want... Oh yeah, you're still on the map. You're right there. We want this one though. Alright. Detach. Next stop is going to be to buy beams. And then since you don't have diff lock yet, I'm gonna have to just pick some up. Now again, normal jobs, the actual main mission jobs, or however you want to call it, only pay out normal amounts. Vehicle pricing and stuff like that's all normal. The restriction / what makes it harder is the fact that trailers and trucks sell for half value. I also have to pay for my own fuel, and I have to pay for, in one way or another, all of my parts. So yeah. Yep, getting rid of those highway tires definitely helped. Thank you. Ooh. I thought I'd slow down more right there. Ooh. Alright, we want to double check you. Good. Service spare parts. That's actually going to be really handy. As long as I actually bother, you know, coming over here to use it. Nope. I was going to try something absolutely stupid, but I'm not going to anymore. Alright, so. Let's double check the map. That's done. We still have to just get the Kodiak out. And as you can see, I still have a lot of missions on this map to do. But I'm not going to worry too much about them until I get the other one done. Specifically, the other maps done. So, I will change over to the GMC. I'm just going to get my vehicles moved down below. "55", it says. I highly doubt you're going 55 on any of these roads. So my weird, crazy idea was to try to put the Fleet Star onto the scout trailer to see if I can carry it all back down. But sadly, that all failed. Probably for the better, though. Alright, that one is done. The only other thing I have to do would be to get the Kodiak out. Basically, my objective is to get down to that garage. Not the garage. I'm tired. Down to that gas station. So, because once we're down there at that gas station, it is really easy to actually get it to a garage. I can take it to either one at that point. But yeah. So I'm actually going to go right for this one. Ow. Okay, that is not the trail. Good thing I looked. The trail is right there. That looks better. Now, in the past, I have flipped plenty of vehicles on that little stretch of road. And something says it will not be the last. But today is not that day. Okay. So if you guys remember, I managed to pull it out and then I gave up. We're gonna go straight to dodge all those stumps. Very, very few vehicles will I leave the suspension broken on. I don't think the Kodiak's ever going to be one of those. I would lean, you know, intentionally leave it broken, but it is definitely lowered to the ground. And get out that. Does that help? My biggest handicap is there's zero weight on this thing. Awesome, we're on the road. That is twice that the vehicles have shut down and I lost my winch connection. Alright, that's a little better. Excellent. Then let's see. Something like that. Oh. Well, we are currently at night, so. Arc lights. Okay, so you only got lights for one. Alright. There we go. We're gonna see if I can do something with that. So, on a different note, it has been an hour and it looks like 26 minutes. So, just a quick overview for next time. We are going over to this gate here, going through. My objective is to get not all vehicles, but most vehicles over to that other garage. And then we're going to start scouting out Smithville Dam. So, with that, I will let you guys go. So, have a good night.